What's up, Sooner Nation? Welcome back to the Sooner Surge. Click the red subscribe button down there, front and center. Turn on your notifications, like and comment on this video we are about 20, I don't know how many hours it's been. It's been a whirlwind of a day yesterday and today, but we are removed from the amazing Sooner Magic victory at the Red River rivalry, 34-20, and we've already seen some effects of that. Some positive things that have happened, and that is the AP poll that has been released today. OU comes in at number 5. Texas only drops to 10. So interesting. We'll take a look at that. Where do you guys think, viewers, that OU should be ranked, and are you surprised by where they're at? Drop your comments here in the chat, guys.
And Hunter, go ahead and read the top 5.
Top 5 with first place votes. You have Georgia, 50 first place votes. That's understandable after big time win over Kentucky. That was the first time all year that Georgia has looked like the number 1 team in the country. Can't complain too much about that one. You got Michigan at 2 with 11 first place votes. Michigan, another win, 6-0 on the year. Ohio State at 3 with 1 first place vote. Struggled a little bit against Maryland, but got the job done. Florida State at 4 with 1 first place vote. Really shocked that they retained a first place vote. Kind of thought it would maybe someone would have the guts to do it for the Sooners, but does not happen. You have OU to round out the top 5. No first place votes for them. And then your top 10 goes Penn State at 6, Washington at 7, Oregon at 8, Texas at 9, and USC at 10.
And how crazy, basically a year and a half into Brent Venables' tenure, and OU's ranked ahead of Lincoln Riley with Brent Venables.
It's crazy that because like when Lincoln was at OU, if OU had a 3-week stretch like what USC has had, they would not be a top 10 team. It's weird how it's the same style of team, but just a different logo.
It's because of Caleb Williams.
Hey,
because of Caleb Williams.
I don't want to get off on USC, but listen, without Caleb Williams, that team may be at 500 right now this year.
Oh, probably worse than that.
Yeah,
they for sure have 3 losses, like guaranteed 3 losses.
Yeah, but hey,
their past 3 games.
Hey, I thought OU being at 5, I didn't know how far they would jump. I think that's pretty good, actually. I think they come in at a pretty good spot. I know a lot of people would have liked to have seen them like 3 or 4. To me, you cannot argue Georgia and Michigan. To me, Michigan's the best team in the country right now. I think they're.
I disagree. I think they're. I disagree. I would say
with the way Georgia handled Kentucky, Carson Beck looked really good.
Michigan's the best defensive team.
Well, yeah, maybe. But
maybe so.
I think and I actually think that OU up to number 5 was higher than I thought they would get. You had 3 teams on idle. I think it was 6, 7, and 8 on idle this last week. So I think OU jumped higher than I expected. But one thing I think that's interesting in this top 10 that you read, Hunter, is 2 Big 12 schools, 3 Pac-12 schools, 3 Big 10 schools, 1 SEC school.
Yeah. It's I don't think anyone had that on their bingo card coming into this season. Only 1 SEC school, and Georgia, back to them. They took care of business. A 51-13 win over Kentucky. I believe it's the first time all year they've covered, so they're now 1-5 against the spread. A really just dominant performance from them. Michigan at 2. I could understand the argument a week ago, Jay, for number 1, maybe. Big time win on the road, but it's Nebraska. Like,
they smoked Minnesota too.
Nebraska and Minnesota. Yeah, it's on the road. That's something, but they're not great football teams. They're mediocre at best, probably below average.
And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because later on in their schedule, they play Penn State and Ohio State. It's going to take care of itself.
Yeah. Big Ten sorts themselves out pretty easy.
Georgia's best win at the end of the year may not be a ranked team.
SEC champion will be ranked, probably in the top 10.
It depends on who it is.
It's the SEC. Once the CFP comes out,
I'm
I
just saying
don't see
regular
any
season.
way that it
They don't
stays
play
how it
anything.
is.
Regular season, Hunter. Who do they play the rest of the way?
When is the first CFP?
Tennessee.
Ole Miss is 13 right now. They have Tennessee the next week at 19. So
do they play Ole Miss this year?
Yeah.
Hey, guys, you said this earlier. It's going to work its way out. You got 3 Pac-12 schools that are going to be vying for one spot.
We got
USC
that first game this
Dame.
week.
USC goes to Notre Dame this week. If OU takes care of business, and I think the fact that Texas only falling to 10 only helps OU. So there's
if
that
they
too.
keep winning.
Yeah, they got to keep winning. I am a little shocked that Texas dropped 6 spots. I didn't expect that. I thought they would be given that benefit of the doubt type thing. You know, you mentioned Germ on how there was like 3 teams this past week that had bye weeks. So I figured Texas would kind of stay in that top 6, top 7. I mean, up until a minute, they were winning with a minute 17 to go. They took the lead at the end of the game, and then just Dylan Gabriel had his Heisman moment. The Sooner Magic, one of the best OU Texas moments of all time to get that win for the Sooners. Walter Rouse was that the best offensive line single play performance you've seen in a big game? Because me personally, I think it was blocking 2 guys at once to keep DG alive in that backfield.
Yeah,
when did hey guys, 2000 OU in 2000, Bob Stoops' second year, right? 63-14 shellacking of the Longhorns. Where were they ranked that year before the game and after the game?
They were ranked 12. I think they were ranked 12 again last time.
That's what I think. I thought.
I'd have to look it up.
I'll find it.
Maybe Hunter can look it up.
It'd be a good comparison.
But before we get to that, though, listen to this. If Texas does what they're supposed to do and they win out, and OU does what they're supposed to do and they win out, it's going to be 2 top 5 teams in the Big 12 championship. No question. They'll both be top 5. There's no way around it with all the people beating each other up. Am I wrong in that?
I agree with that. I mean, everyone else is going to take care of business. It's way too early right now to really look at what the CFP is going to look like, even possibly the conference championship matchups. But OU has to keep the mindset of one at a time, like they've been preaching, because if they do that and they do what they're expected to do going into December 2nd, they'll be in Jerry's world and Jerry world against whoever it is and have a chance to be in the CFP.
Yeah, they got to keep it one game at a time, go 1-0 every week. But I do think this is a great start to be. The thing is, they're in the top 5. So now when you're talking about top 5 football teams, OU's there. And that's just amazing to me that, I mean, I think we all, looking at their schedule before the season, right? We all thought this team's going to win a lot of games. Like, I think we even said we'd be disappointed if they didn't win 10 games. And we said the Texas game was the game that you just don't really know if that's going to be a win or not. And here they are. They won it. Now they're 6-0. You would expect them to, if they do up to their capability, to be undefeated going into the Big 12 title game.
Well, you also would say that now the narrative has flipped a little bit, guys. OU is no longer the underdog. That is out the window. They're going to be heavily favored in a lot of the games that remain, and that's a different animal. I think BV is ready to attack that, though. I really like the mindset that he's got, and he's going to embrace this as he did before the game in the pregame interview when he said pressure is a privilege. Did you find that ranking by chance?
I got it for you guys. So on October 1st, heading into that Texas week, OU was ranked 10, jumping up from 14 that following week with a win over Kansas. Texas was ranked 11, and then OU won 63-14 in the Cotton Bowl, and they only went up 2 spots to number 8. So
it wasn't until they beat Nebraska.
Nebraska was number 1 team pretty much the entire season until they lost to Oklahoma.
And then, if y'all remember right, OU held the number 1 spot for like a year. I mean, something like
yeah,
that.
and I think that OU's going to continue to climb because really the tough opponent 2 weeks maybe at Kansas, maybe at BYU, but OU's going to probably continue to climb. There's going to be some wiggle and some other things that happen ahead of them. And there's no telling where this team is going to be in a few weeks, depending on what happens above them. But you could very well be talking about OU as the maybe number 2 team in the country pretty soon. Keep taking care of business, though.
Yeah, OU I think this following week, the bye week before UCF, I'll be shocked if they stay at 5. Unless there's an upset in that top 4 of the teams that are playing, OU's going to fall because you have Oregon, Washington.
But they're both below OU.
It doesn't. The winner of that game will jump OU.
I disagree.
You really think the team that wins that game only moves up 1, maybe 2 spots?
Well, who have they beaten? They beat the top 8 team. OU beat the number 3 team.
Correct. I don't know that
that is true.
I don't know.
But they're going to go week by week. I'm telling you. That's what it'll be. I'll be shocked. Maybe I'm wrong.
That's something to stay tuned. Something to stay tuned. And if you're a part of the Sooner Surge, we'll be dropping these AP rankings every Sunday night. So join up on the Sooner Surge. Subscribe to our channel. Like, comment where you think OU should be ranked and maybe where they will be next week after that Oregon-Washington Pac-12 matchup. You also got USC Notre Dame. Huge win yesterday. We'll continue to cover it and drop some more content. Be a part of it. Till next time. Boomer.